I think the reality is you need to look back at your roots. I mean, you guys led the vote for women, you've led kind of various property rights, you've done huge progressive movements in history. And even how you were founded as a progressive idea of the future. There was a dream at the center of it. I don't think Adelaide can exist without a big dream. And I think the challenge for Adelaide is actually, one, having the audaciousness to dream again, and actually dream what our 21st century really could look like. What would happen if Adelaide sort of said, look, you know, it's not just unemployment which is a cost. We talk about actually people that aren't fulfilling their full potential. And we see that as a real loss to all of society. What does democracy look like in the 21st century? And these are nuanced, subtle questions. I think over the last 20 years, we've dismantled idea of governance and democracy very subtly without really knowing about it. In Brexit, the kind of conversation, I use it as a reference point because I think we're all suffering it in some fashion. Everyone has reduced everything down to, well, if citizens have voted for it, it's fine. Well, actually the reality is most of why we have representative democracy is because we create delegated space for complex negotiations. Then I think, being really straight, I think you need to talk about how you democratize the media. I think you can deal with democracy without democratization of media. I don't think you get far enough. You're a one newspaper town and you need to radically democratize your media infrastructure. And number three, I think, is actually all the dark matter stuff. How do you do procurement? How do you do contracting? How do you look at your social costs into the future? I think all the dark matter infrastructure of state and account for this stuff, I think that's a third component. So that's where I would put actually the real emphasis of this story.